How's it going, everybody? Shiki, I'm here to bring you another One Piece video. Like I said, I'm trying to get these out as many times as I can. We had a break this week, so that means no chapter. But we have plenty of interesting information that came out from the SBS last week. But I thought I saw some things in there that not really many people talked about, so I wanted to go over instead. But yeah, without further ado, let us continue. So, first question for Oda was, hello Oda Sensei, Captain John and Ganzui of the Rocks Pirates, aren't they previous users of the, Kid's fruit and Mr. Five's fruit, but their usage was a bit different? Is Gilbaster, the previous Horo, yeah, we already know this one, did this person use negative hollows? And he goes, that's right. They are all previous users and are already dead. Just right out there, These three appeared once as general zombies during the Throw the Bark arc, but well, it doesn't really matter. There isn't a fixed way to use an ability. The user's personality comes out. Since Ganzui has thick fingers, he couldn't pick his nose to make bombs like Mr. Five now. Time is up. Whatchamacallit? Let's see, he said he couldn't pick his nose like whatever because his fingers are too big. Now, time is up. That's it for the SBS. Luffy doesn't appear at all in this volume, but he'll go wild in the next one. See you in the next volume, man. What a fucking tease. Next one, question 2. Are there any standard activities or games that Luffy and the crew play during their parties? Alright, let's see. Answer, there are plenty. Once Brook gets into the swing of things, he immediately starts playing the piano or violin. Frankie joins in on the guitar, and then the singing and the chorus begin. There's the classic chopsticks in the nose notch dance and Usopp quiz. Usopp boards are handed out and everyone plays. There are penalty games, arm wrestling, board games, Jenga. I guess they have Jenga. Weapon darts, swords and axes, knives. Jesus Christ. Drinking contests, speed eating contests, Jinbei's dice gambling. Oh God. Blindfolded plank walking, sumo, Usopp's imitation show, etc. The standard thing above all is probably singing. I mean, the fact that we know that they do so many fun, jovial things, that's good enough for me. But some dangerous ones too. The best one I think there is a speed eating contest, which we all know Luffy just kind of demolishes everybody. He's disqualified from those. Odachi, does the captain of the Kuja Pirates always become the Empress of Amazon Lily? Answer, it's actually the other way around. First, there is a saying in Amazon Lily, in this country, strength is beauty. The strongest and most beautiful person wins the throne as Empress. Simultaneously, they also serve as the captain of the Kuja Pirates. With the story of Shakuyaku, who successfully escaped the Celestial Dragons, being depicted in this volume, I feel like we can start to see why Hancock and her sisters, who were candidates for the Empress position, were targeted and enslaved by someone. Not that it matters though. So, biggest thing is that basically if you become the queen of Amazon Lily, or Empress, sorry, you end up becoming the captain of the Kuja Pirates, because you're not only the strongest among them, but you're worthy enough to be a captain of the Kuja Pirates. So, not bad at all. And then again, there's gonna be a lot of Kuja Pirate or Amazon Lily, whatever. The women island. Okay, there's a lot of stuff about the women island. Young Gloriosa was depicted wearing the same snake earrings as Hancock. Also, it seems Shakuyaku and Chotoma wore different accessories before becoming captain. But wore the snake earrings after. Is it a rule that captains of the Kuja Pirates wear those earrings through the generations? Just like the previous question, being an empress comes first. Think of it like a crown that passed down to each empress. After they step down, they are free to keep wearing them or take them off. So, simple enough, they can wear the earrings after they've already become and retired, or they don't have to, preference basically. This one was pretty cool because it has to deal with Modia. It's a fucking long ass answer. But is the Kozuki Modia seen in whatever cover page actually Gecko Modia? I bet you received a mountain of questions about this. Please tell us, Odachi. Answer, that's right, I actually wanted to reveal this during the Wano arc, but I couldn't find the right opening to fit it in based on the information I've given you all so far. Modia was described like this. He once fought with Kaido. After his entire crew was killed, he developed a personality that relies on others. He possessed the corpse of the legendary samurai Ryuma and the famous sword Shusui. From those points, you might have imagined he had been to Wano before, but what I really wanted to share is the reason for his fight against Kaido. When Moria was a young boy, he drifted ashore in Wano. The people of the Ringo region took him warmly because they cherished him and gave him the name Kozuki in honor of his strength. Moria had already set out to sea as a pirate, returned to fight Kaido in an attempt to save the people of Wano from his attack. However, he was defeated after his loss. Moria felt so ashamed that he left Wano without saying a word. The people assumed he died and built a grave for him. Since I cut that from the main story, it's just a need-to-know bit of trivia, which, again, we already know that he kind of cut Wano a little short, even though it's one of the longest fucking arcs ever. But again, there was a lot of stuff that needed to happen or should have been explained and explored. Because I want to say, yeah, in Kaido's little flashback that you get, I believe they do show Moria fighting him. Obviously, you see skinny Moria finally, and they were fighting in a snowy area, which resembles Ringo. And as a lot of other YouTubers had been predicting, from Grand Mind to Teching and all that stuff, you know, they were very much on the nose when it came to that. You know what? Maybe he actually became a Kozuki because he had integrated in with the land, the island, was part of the people, and it very much seemed like Oda was on board with having him be a key figure in Wano. Not that he would have appeared, but more backstory on that, and the fact that he was actually reveled as a hero that died. Nobody else obviously knows that he's still alive, but what a change of pace for that character to be someone that you would have not thought much of. Actually had a very big role in Wano. He might have failed, but he still died a hero. Pretty cool. Alright, the next one's pretty cute. I like this. Hello, Oda Sensei. You've mentioned that the Denden Mushi don't mind being captured by humans because they get fed. Does that mean the Denden Mushi Kippa Straw Hats get to eat delicious meals made by Sanji? I'd love to know the details of how the crew takes care of their Denden Mushi. So that's pretty cool. So, first of all, on the Sunny, there is one long-distance Denden Mushi. Additionally, 5 members, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Robin, and Frankie, carry baby Denden Mushis, short-distance ones, which they sometimes lend to each other. Basically, as long as they have water, Denden Mushi can survive for about 3 months without food. However, since communicating via thought waves uses a lot of energy, it's best to give them some leftovers after use. They are let loose in places like Robin's flower bed and Nami's tangerine grove on the upper deck of the Sunny, and they are perfectly happy if you occasionally give them their favorites, which would be cabbage lettuce. Apparently, on a day that they get sprinkled with water from a watering can, they get so excited that their signal can reach all the way to the other side of the world. Very useful information. Maybe that can come into play, but you also have to hope that they're in a good mood. So, feed them their favorite meal, give them a little water can shower, and you might just have the greatest fucking cell phone reach. There you go, basically, for the One Piece world. Next one, number 7. Why is Stussy's bat fruit, the bato nomi, spelled with a small tsu instead of just bato? In the game Unlimited World Red, a pirate named Red, Patrick Redfield, also has a similar devil fruit, mythical Zoan model vampire. Did you spell it that way to match the name previously established for him? And he goes, yep. You hit the nail so hard on the head. I can't even argue. Lol. If I were naming it with my current vibe, I'd probably go with Bato. But I must have had my reason for choosing Bato two T's back then. So I stuck with it to stay consistent. Besides, it sounds like Kit Kat, which is tasty. So I guess that's all good. The things that goes through this man's head and how it's his naming conventions are fucking crazy. Next one, a lot of people are going to be jumping for joy for this one. Blah. Oh, I got chills. Orachi. Hello. I've been wondering for a long time, was the hooded figure talking to the 5 elders during the Levely about a certain... Were they talking to the 5 elders during the reverie? I believe that's what they meant to say. A certain pirate actually Shanks, or was it Shamrock? Also, does mermaid poop come out from the front or the back? God, people, you guys sometimes need to just keep your, you don't need to express all that shit. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Anyways, the back, and yes, it was Shamrock. Dude, he just had to answer that first part, or the last part first. In the anime, though, it was actually voiced by Shanks' voice actor, Suichi Ikeda. I realized, I forgot to tell the anime staff that it's not Shanks, but later I met Shamrock's voice actor, Suda Kenjiro, and thought, he's the one for Shamrock. So now I'm thinking it's a good thing that I didn't rush to pick the voice actor back then. So everybody on the bandwagon of, Shanks is a rat, he's a traitor. Nope. There's a reason why you only ever saw this part of his face and not this side. But hey, let me see. All right, anyways, moving on to the next one. Shanks is vindicated. That's all I can tell you. In chapter 1156, Roger's ship has his mark, the mustache skull, but Roger himself hadn't grown his mustache yet. Why is that? The answer is, that's right, those are udon noodles. You see? And he starts laughing. That's udon. Yeah, I got questions about this one. I got it a lot. You're right. I think 99% of readers didn't care, but now 100% of you won't be able to unsee it. What should I do for the overseas fans? Is it long macaroni okay? It's long macaroni apparently for the Americans, but for the Japanese it's udon. That's why it's not black, because it's not a mustache, it's noodles. This one I thought was very interesting. Don't remember if I saw anybody else cover this, but this one could be relevant to the story still. So, to celebrate Shiki's appearance in the main story, please tell us things about his age and the grade of his swords. Sure. The character Shiki appeared in the movie Strong World. If you're interested, go check it out. Let's see. What can I tell you? He's currently 73 years old, so he is alive, based off of him saying he's currently 73 years old. Otherwise, he would have said he died at whatever age. No, he's alive. His swords, Oto and Kogarashi, are both Ryu Wazamono, so they're both skillful grade. He likes gold leaf sushi and hates burdock root. He hails from Yano country, a place that's like a rougher version of Wano. I'm guessing it's smaller too. His hobbies are konto, so comedy sketches, and bonsai. So pretty cool. Again, he confirmed that basically this dude is fucking alive, and we just haven't seen him since. We heard about him from Impel Down, so that's the last time he was technically mentioned. The flashbacks don't count, but his most recent appearance would have been escaping Impel Down. Yeah, because I think the stuff that happened with Garp and oh my god, what is his name? Sengoku happened before, and then they're the ones that imprison him. Obviously, he gets out, and he's just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the same shit I did last time and get caught, so I'm out. Next, in the Nightmare Shonen chapter 1142, I can't believe the kid's greatest fear wasn't final exams. Oda-sensei, what's your greatest fear? Is it the PTA? Isn't it? And then we see there, manifesting a final exam as a monster is hard. Exams? Also, this wasn't even a question. You just decided for me, but you're right. It's the PTA. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna say it's like publisher or something, whatever. We'll find out later. Hello, Oda-sensei. For people in One Piece who dress like they're like this, referring to the high cut outfits in the image, one image is Nami's Elbaf skirt outfit, and one is of the Kuja's skirt outfit. So basically Boa Hancock's outfit. They're not wearing any underwear? Question mark. And he goes, of course they aren't. I mean, how would they even wear anything under that? Can you please stop ruining our dreams? And just Oda being Oda. And again, his wife is a Nami cosplayer, so he can't be too surprised that he draws Nami the way he does, because he knows his wife is gonna fucking dress up like her. All fun and games for him, I would say. Yeah, no pants. Anyways, this isn't even a question. I want to be Gunko's slave. Go right ahead. Again, just it's not even a question. It's a statement. But whatever. Question 13 answered. And that's it. That's the fucking last thing he leaves us off with. Fucking tease. God damn it. They could have asked anything about, where does Gunko from? Is she actually, blah, blah, blah. How did she know Brooke? Obviously, we know that she's a princess or whatever, or queen. Was it princess or queen? One of the two. And obviously, Brooke has a really bad reaction to it. So, it must be important. Hopefully, there's still time for him to explain it. But would have probably been a little bit better to maybe explain some of that info in the SBS so you don't have to worry about trying to fit it in. Because as we've seen, there's times where there's just too much on his plate. He won't have time to actually delve into it in the arc. But if he just puts it in an SBS, it's still canon, still counts as confirmed info by Oda. Then going from there, would have been a little bit easier possibly to not have to try and fit it into a story at some point, right? It'd just be like, yeah, this guy, he's 73 years old. Boom, he's still alive. You're like, okay, cool. I mean, I'm glad he's alive. Now we can expect to see him, right? Maybe. But, yep. That's pretty much Oda's SBS 114. Very interesting, very nice. And happy we got a lot of good revelations, right? Because I know everybody cared about the Denden Mushi. If not that, the fact that Shiki is still alive. And the Kuja Pirates having a lot more bigger role in all this stuff. But that's gonna be it for me. Now I'm getting tired. So hey, Shiki, I'm sitting out. You have a good night, good evening, good morning. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the next video. Adios. Bye.